Hey, in today's lesson, we are going to talk about mosaic inspiration, and then we're going to get working on your first design. Note, I'm going to share a lot of pictures of mosaic crochet designs, and most of the pictures in this presentation do not belong to me. I found them on like Google and in a Facebook group, so I do not claim them as my own. I'm just sharing some inspiration that I found when searching for some designs to share with you. Okay, so let's get inspired to design our first overlay mosaic design. Here we go. So currently, here are some blankets that I have been crushing on. I do know this one on the right is designed by Tina. It's her newest Azul pattern. It's like based on this textile or these tiles. It's really beautiful. Also, this draft speaks to me because I'm like this crazy draft lady. And I love how there's just like a picture of a giraffe, but then all these like other elements of it as well. And then on the left, this winter blanket. Oh, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So I'm just feeling really inspired by like all of these. And I'm like, I want to create something that kind of includes each of these things. It's so beautiful. So here's some amazing blankets. I also like currently I'm doing this overlay mosaic crochet along, where each month I'm releasing a strip of I don't have it with me right here, but it's in stripes. So that kind of reminds me of the one on the left, the Christmas blanket. But I'm also dreaming of doing like squares. So that's something else. But there's just so many ways of doing overlay mosaic crochet, and it's not just one thing, and this reminds me of that. So it inspires me to look for new ways of doing it and for different designs that I can do that's not just in stripes. But also, mosaic is not just blankets. You can use this technique to do hats and mittens, like over here. I know that's MJ's Off the Hook Designs. She did a crochet along with her hats this past winter. You could do baskets. I'm currently working on this mosaic. It's called Mosaic Squares Plant Pot Cover. Say that 10 times fast. And you can do baskets, plant pot covers, different home decor items like that. But then also I saw this amazing garment here by Terry is her name. Isn't that gorgeous? I think there's like cats on there. Oh, I do not design garments, but I am inspired by Terry's cardigan here. Okay, so when you're thinking about your design, you don't have to just think blankets, but you can think any of these plus anything else that inspires you. I don't know. Is there amigurumi? I'm not sure. But that would be so fun. Okay. I'm just I'm taken aback by this blanket. I've seen it before because obviously I've made this presentation, but I am inspired by this bee blanket. Look at that. There's like a hive, there's honeycomb, there's flowers, there's little bees. This is so inspiring. Like, it was crocheted by Juniper. I don't know, did she design it? But wow. Okay, when thinking about things that inspire you for your first design, you might find inspiration in nature, like this blanket. Get inspired by flowers, leaves, animals, like the forest, mountains, the ocean. What else? Think about, does nature inspire you for your designs? Maybe you want to include some elements of that in your first mosaic design. Also, you can find inspiration in science. Like, look at this, the human body, skeletons. This might be more of like a Halloween theme, but you can think human body, laboratory, periodic table. Is there anything in science that inspires you? Think about that. Textiles and decor, like these ceramic tiles. Isn't this gorgeous? So this is the Azul pattern by Tina. We saw the blanket there in one of the first slides, but here's a pillow. I actually have a board game called Azul, and it has these tiles that you play with it. So I think that's pretty fun. So find inspiration in tiles, fabric, brickwork, any sort of decor and textiles around your house, or maybe in like a favorite building of yours. What inspires you? Inspiration in holidays. We saw that Halloween blanket, but also look, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving. Are you inspired by the holidays? Think about that when you're doing a project. Maybe you want to make a 4th of July blanket. I don't know. You can also find inspiration in food and drink, like this cute little coffee cup. Could be coffee like this one, fruit or candy, you name it. I'm getting inspired as we think. I just was finishing up, we're just finishing up the Sweet Treats cow. And could that be a fun overlay mosaic design? I think so. You can also find inspiration in art. Okay, this one isn't mosaic crochet. This is just crochet, but look, someone crocheted the Van Gogh Starry Night. I was trying to think of like, how could you make this with mosaic crochet? And is there a different piece of art that inspires you, like Mona Lisa or anything else? You can find inspiration in art as well. And then here's one. This one is also not crocheted, but you can find inspiration in current events. Like I was in this Facebook group and a crocheter saw this chair, and this is in the House chamber during the State of the Union address earlier this year, and someone turned it into a mosaic pattern. I could easily see that turn into a mosaic pattern. So I think that once you start, well, designing crochet in general, but specifically mosaic crochet, you'll be looking around and be like, ooh, I could crochet that. Like actually at this hotel I was in today, I was going to take a picture of this headboard because it had this really interesting pattern that I wanted to make into a pattern, but I forgot to take a picture of it, so that might never get done. But you'll just see inspiration everywhere you go. Here are some more examples. Here are some designs that have a definite theme, like we have a leopard print, some flowers, an owl, of course, and a dragon, Star Wars. This is my Hearts Galore pattern, and then someone else's basket pattern of these bunnies. So these ones all have a definite theme, and you could have your design have a definite theme to it. But there's a lot of other designs that are more abstract. Like this giraffe one is definitely a giraffe, but it has all these different elements in there. Creative, abstract. I love this Montana one is at the bottom. I don't know. I love all these so much. So abstract, and all of these have geometric themes to it. Even those abstract ones were pretty geometric. These 3 on the bottom are my designs, but you could do circles, diamonds, triangles, squares. So many options. Or you could even use words. Here's this nod to Harry Potter. I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good. Of course, we've seen the Star Wars one already. Here's an alphabet sampler about springtime and hugs and dogs. You can get inspired that way. It doesn't just have to be a picture, and it doesn't have to be abstract or geometric, but you can include words and letters in yours. So one thing, when you get your idea and when you find what you're inspired by, I encourage you to sketch it out. Get your ideas out of your head and get it onto some paper. So go ahead and try making some rough sketches on paper. Later, we'll use Stitch Fiddle to make your design into a digital chart. So right now, we're just going to get this down on paper, and then we'll get it onto the computer. I like to use Stitch Fiddle. I know other people use Excel, but I'm going to watch you in the next lesson. I'll walk you through how to get your design into Stitch Fiddle. So here's some 3 tips about sketching it out. 1, use graph paper, because when we make the chart, it's going to be like in square graph form. And then tip number 2, this one's pretty important. This one I didn't really figure out until I was well into designing my squares, and then I tried to crochet it out. But use vertical lines, or when you're using your vertical lines, use 3 squares. And you can see the evolution of my mosaic squares pattern. Here I just have, in the top picture, I just have the squares, it's 3x3 grid. But then when you're actually charting it out and you want to have like 3 boxes in the middle, really each of those vertical lines in the square, that takes up 3 squares. And when you crochet it out, you'll just see why, but you need to like crochet over another box, if that makes sense. So we'll get into that, but that's just another tip. If you're making a vertical line, that requires 3 squares. So you see, like, when I translate it out into an actual grid, instead of having it be like 3x3, it's actually 5x5. Okay. You'll just see what I mean later. And number 3, this is your first design. Keep it simple. Don't make it too crazy, because you don't want to get in over your head on your first design and get frustrated. Just keep it simple, and then like maybe your second idea, you can go crazy nuts, but keep it simple. My first design was the peaks and pillars, and it was just kind of some triangles and lines and pretty simple. Go for more geometric. That'd be my suggestion. Again, do whatever you want, but keep your first design simple, make it easy. So here's your homework. Pick a simple idea and sketch it out. Then share your sketch in the Facebook group. I've created a Facebook group specifically for mosaic charts, so that we can help encourage each other and bounce ideas back and forth on each other. And so we're all just in the same place. So I'll include a link right here. Share a sketch in the Facebook group of your mosaic design. And then if you want to, go to stitchfiddle.com and dabble a little bit with it, get familiar with it. And because the next lesson, I'll kind of walk you a little bit through Stitch Fiddle, and we'll have some fun with that. But today is about sketching it out, getting your simple idea based on your inspirations. Sketch it out and then share it with us. All right. Can't wait to see what you guys got. And if you're not already, you can follow me on all the social media, Juniper and Oaks. Okay. Talk to you later.